pretty simple and one that we really enjoy because it tastes a lot fancier than it actually is to make. It's sauteed tilapia with white wine and lime and some other things. Before anything else, so I don't forget, gotta start my water heating, since that's important. Now, one of the important things when you are frying fish is that you'll want to have them, oh, I have a plate already.
I know, you'll need a surface.
Oh.
There you go.
Yes. It is important to have them as dry as possible. You want to pat your fish fillets dry. It's so nice having the good paper towels again.
Mm-hmm. Although I still feel bad using them.
After
almost a year of really low-ply, pandemic available paper towels, the good ones just feel decadent.
Well, that's because they are.
But they also work a hell of a lot better.
They also work a heck of a lot better, yes. One more. And I know that we were not on last week. We were actually
Driving back from Georgia,
back from Georgia.
where we spent the weekend looking at the fishies rather than eating them.
The Georgia Aquarium is a really nice place to visit. Okay. Although, did not have any tilapia at the aquarium.
No. They don't have an extensive freshwater thing in that aquarium. Just a little one.
So, we need a splash of olive oil.
Or butter, or really any other oil in order to cook with.
True.
Yeah. We just really like olive oil. It's easy.
Olive oil is very easy. We'll have to wait for the water to get a bit closer to boiling before I actually start cooking the fish. So while things are heating up, the ingredients that we've got for this, we've got tilapia, white wine, lime juice, margarine, the olive oil that already went in, garlic powder, and then we are actually going to try putting in some sumac as well this week.
Have not done that before.
Have not done
Should
that
be
before.
okay. Should just give it a very slight lemon pepper type flavor.
Yeah, sumac, as Jesse said, tastes somewhat like lemon pepper.
So we're just going to do a sprinkle and see how it turns out.
Well, slightly more than a sprinkle. This stuff is a little old. It's got a weak.
It has?
Just a little bit.
No. Okay.
So like 2 sprinkles. Got this heating over medium heat, so I don't actually really have to worry about it overheating or anything until the water gets closer to boiling.
And the reason we have to wait is because of timing.
Yes. We want to wait for the water to boil because of timing. It works out rather well with the linguine that we are cooking, since that takes about 10 minutes. And tilapia cooks really fast once you get on the heat.
So it's like 5 minutes for the tilapia, and then you
Yeah.
take it out, and then it's 5 minutes to boil down the sauce.
Yeah, if even.
If even.
There's also a trick to sauteing fish, especially flaky fish like this, that I will demonstrate in a moment. Boy. So how are you doing, Jesse?
I have a headache.
I believe the extra Gatorades are in the office if you want one.
It's not a dehydration headache. I haven't had quite as much as I usually do since it's the weekend, and I don't constantly drink water like I do when I'm at my desk, but I've had plenty.
Okay, I've got little bubbles forming over here.
You can also just let the
So
sauce sit a little bit.
I'm going to do that. So the way to tell if your pan is hot enough for things like tilapia is grab a piece. If you hear that sizzle like that, it's good. If it doesn't sound angry, it's not hot enough yet. Sound angry enough to scare the cat out of the kitchen. Sorry, Bella. And honestly, this is only going to take like a minute or so.
You have a spatula over there?
I do have a spatula. Okay. I came prepared. Oh yeah. That's working rather nicely today.
Tilapia is also great because it is cheap.
Tilapia is one of the cheaper seafoods. If not the cheapest seafood. And, time to flip it over. I like to make sure to have the thinner part of the fish towards the outside of the cooking vessel and the thicker part towards the inside.
Because the excess oil is along the outside and can keep it from drying out.
Yep. And it does not matter if your fish gets cut up doing this, because it's all going to get broken up at the end anyways.
I mean, if you care about presentation, you don't have to dump the fish in with the noodles the way we do it. You can, make it all fancy and pretty, and then you would care. But we don't care.
No, we like to break up the fish and mix it up with the noodles.
Hey, it's a good thing I watched the tongs today, then, isn't it?
It is a good thing you wash the tongs. Look at us, both on the ball. Half a box of linguine. Should be fine. We'd like to break the noodles in half.
Because they're easier to eat that way.
If you do that on chopped, you will get yelled at by the judges, but that's a great thing about having a kitchen at home.
You can do whatever you
You
want.
can do whatever you want. I'm going to flip all of these pieces over again.
The thin half of the fish will be done earlier than the thick half. So you'll want to, pay attention to that.
Awesome. Set a timer on the noodles.
Yes, don't forget that part.
Yes. Which I could have let get boiling more, but it'll be okay.
And white fish is super easy to tell when it's done because if you pressed on it and it flakes like it just did, it's done.
Yep. So, that piece is not quite done. Almost, but didn't flake the whole way through. This is one of our go-to recipes.
Mm-hmm. We really just call it, you want to make tilapia tonight?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any other name besides that. especially because when you buy, vacuum sealed pieces of tilapia, then it's super easy to thaw under running water, and it's, thaw in 15 minutes, and you don't have to, put stuff in the fridge and plan for it ahead of time.
Yeah, it's a great meal for. Oh, I forgot that we need to eat tonight. So,
Deglaze.
Yes, deglaze. Which is a fancy term for pouring
into a hot pan.
Pouring liquid into a hot pan. So, give it a nice sprinkle of garlic powder. About a tablespoon or so of lime. About a tablespoon of margarine, which a little more than that. And then we are also doing a generous sprinkling of sumac. There. That should actually be enough to have.
Are you having fun over there?
I am having fun over there. Isn't that part of what's important about cooking? Gotta enjoy what you're doing, right?
And you want to scrape up all the delicious brown fish bits into the sauce.
Yes. And you want to keep it at a low simmer. Basically, alcohol boils at a lower temperature than water, so you can actually cook off most of the alcohol.
Which is why it takes a few minutes to do the sauce, because you need to be able to stick your head over the pan and inhale and not smell booze. And
right now, smell booze.
And it needs to reduce down into a sauce rather than just a bunch of liquid. I mean, it's not going to get real syrupy or anything. That would take a while. But actually, I don't even know if there's enough sugar content in that for it to do that.
No, because we add in, there's the leftover oil from the fish and the margarine added in.
But it will reduce a little.
It will reduce a bit.
The red wine sauce that we make reduces significantly.
But that's because that one has sugar as a major component of it. So. We should do that recipe later.
Mm-hmm. We probably did red wine chicken a long time ago, but honestly, we should just do the sauce.
Mm-hmm. We haven't done for the stream, though. I don't think.
No, I don't think we have. Well, maybe because it takes a while.
That's okay. We could do that maybe next week. Still smelling very much like alcohol.
Gotta let it bubble for a while.
Yep. Actually, gonna take a look at the camera. You can actually see it bubbling on the stream. Would you like a bit of the crunchy fish bits?
Yes, please. Careful.
Oops. Sorry about that.
It's alright. That's why
Now I could actually.
The stove before
I can actually just put everything into this pan. It's big enough for the noodles at the end.
Right, that one's wide enough.
Yep.
We can do that. Usually we put all the fish into the pot that we cooked the noodles in, and then we pour the sauce over it and mix it all up. But we can do it the other way. It'll be easier to see that way.
Mm-hmm. Smells less boozy now. It's again there.
The other thing that will happen when you combine everything together, some of this sauce will get absorbed by the noodles. So as you like stir it together, it'll get less saucy, and it'll still be saucy depending on how much sauce you've made.
This is going to be a bit less sauce than we normally do. Generally, we do like 3/4 of a cup of wine. I believe that those little bottles are closer to 2/3 of a cup.
Well, give me the thing. It says fluid ounces.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Aha.
Supposed to. I suppose the little tiny bottles aren't required to.
It says it on the box, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That does look slightly less than. Normally, I do a cup of wine because I like my dish extra saucy. I like.
I'm going to drain the oil off of this bit.
Yes. I won't say I like the way the sauce flicks off the end of the noodles as you're trying to soak them up because it's actually kind of annoying, but I like the fact that there is excess sauce on my noodles while I'm trying to eat them.
Yeah.
So I prefer to make this extra saucy. And it honestly just depends on how much fish and noodles you make for it. You can experiment and find the proper ratios for your tastes.
Generally, we like 3 tilapia fillets, or 4 if they're smaller, and half a pound of linguine. Just let that sit for a moment. Noodles should be done pretty soon.
2 minutes, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Getting there.
They're getting there.
Generally, with this, I have leftovers, but you don't, right? When we eat this amount?
Yes, although I should also,
Try to have
try
leftovers.
to have leftovers, although given how little else I've eaten today,
It's okay if you don't.
it's okay if I don't.
I made carrot soup earlier this afternoon and had some of that, so I'm not actually very hungry right now. So I will definitely have leftovers.
That's fine. We can just split it in half to start with.
Yep.
I think these are going to take another minute.
Makes sense. It wasn't boiling all the way when it started.
Yeah, they're still...
Did you hear them all open?
Well, I was going to say, not quite cooked all the way through. It's like that. Close to all the way through.
The colander.
Yeah, that would make life easier. Give it one more minute.
Definitely going to be light on sauce.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I suppose if we're pouring it just there, I don't actually need tongs.
They'll be useful for getting it out.
True.
The timer goes off. These will be done. That should get washed. Jesse is off screen nibbling the
The fish bits.
fish bits off the spatula. Okay. Keep it off. these bits. There we go. A little bit over 20 minutes for a delicious, delicious dinner. I'll take one more like that. Okay. This one's for you. I'm also going to show the finished dish. Delicious, delicious linguine and tilapia. Well, we hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your evening.